Hello friends, today I will discuss the numerical problem based on circle diagram of three-phase induction motor. The problem is given like this. Draw the circle diagram for a 5.5 kilowatts, 400 volts, three-phase, 50 Hz, 4 poles, slip ring induction motor from test data given below. The no load test data is 400 volts, 6 amperes, 0.085 power factor lagging. Blocked rotor test 100 volts, 12 amperes, 700 watts. The ratio of primary to secondary turns is 2.6. Stator resistance per phase is 0.67 ohms and that of rotor is 0.18 ohms. Calculate full load current. Second, full load slip. Third, ratio of maximum torque to full load torque. Fourth, starting torque. To solve this problem, there are 4 steps that are to be followed. First, identify the unknown parameters. Second, analyze the known data. Then draw the circle diagram. Then find out the unknown parameters. So, when it comes to the unknown data or unknown parameters, it is full load current. Second is full load slip. Third is ratio of maximum torque to full load torque. Fourth is starting torque. So let us next step is analyze the known data. So here we need to know what is equivalent circuit referred to the stator side, so that we can find like this. This is stator side equivalent circuit, this is the rotor side equivalent circuit. But to solve this problem, we need to have a equivalent circuit referred to the stator side like this. So when we transfer this R2 and X2 to the stator side, so they will become what is called R2 dash and X2 dash, and that can be calculated using the turns ratio of the stator and the rotor. So it is given that the stator resistance per phase is 0.67, whereas the rotor resistance is 0.18 ohms. And the ratio of the turns stator turns to the rotor turns per phase is 2.6. Because we need to know the rotor resistance when referred to the primary side, that is stator side, we have to use a formula like this, that is R2 dash is equal to N1 by N2 whole square into R2. So remember here N1 is coming in the numerator because we are getting the equivalent value referred to the stator side. So N1 belongs to the stator and N2 belongs to the rotor. Because N1 and N1 by N2 is given as 2.6, we use that, so then we get 2.6 whole square into R2 value is given, that is 0.18. So we get 1.2168 ohms. Now we can find out what is the ratio of the rotor copper loss to the stator copper loss. So because the equivalent circuit is referred to the stator side, same current will flow through the R2 dash and R1, that is here, neglecting this I0 under full load conditions. Then we get the value, that is rotor copper loss, means rotor resistance when referred to the stator is given as 1.2168, which is calculated just now. And we also know what is the stator resistance, that is R1, that is nothing but 0.67. So once we simplify this, we get what is called 1.8161. So if you say the ratio of rotor copper loss and stator copper loss as the ratio of AE and EF, so then we can write this AE by EF by multiplying numerator with 10 and divide by with 10, then we get 18.161 divided by 10. So from the no load test, data is given as no load current is 6 amperes and the power factor is also given as 0.085. So from that we can calculate what is the no load power factor angle, that is 85.12 degrees. Similarly, from SC test, that is blocked rotor test, so data given as ISC is equal to 12 amperes and VSC is given as 100 volts and WSC is given as 700 watts. So that is when the current is of 12 amperes, so this is the copper loss. And this copper loss we can write like this: WSC is equal to root 3 VSC ISC cos phi SC. So this copper loss, this loss will also covers the core loss under short circuit conditions, that is blocked rotor condition, which is very small. So having known this formula and the values, so we can calculate what is the cos phi SC. So that is WSC divided by root 3 VSC into ISC. So once we simplify that, we get 0.3367. So this is cos phi SC. From this we can calculate phi SC as 70.3 degrees. And we want to know blocked rotor current or short circuit current when the rated voltage is applied to the motor, that is mentioned as ISN, that is nothing but ISC divided by VSC into VL. So for VSC 100 volts, the current flowing is 12 amperes. For rated voltage, that is 400, how much? So substitute that. So 12 divided by 100 into 400, so we get 48 amperes. So this is the short circuit current when we apply the rated voltage to the motor. Then once we know this, we can calculate what is the corresponding copper loss. When 48 amperes will flow through the motor, the copper loss is mentioned as WSN is equal to, and we know WSC is obtained when the current flowing is ISC. So that is WSC divided by ISC square into, so we want to know at 48 amperes, so that is ISN whole square. So copper loss is always directly proportional to the square of the current flowing through the motor. So that is the reason why we get here current square. So WSC is given as 700 watts, so that we put here. Similarly, ISN just now calculated, that is 48 whole square here. Then ISC is known, that is 12 amperes, so square it, then simplify it, then we get 11,200 watts. Now the next step is drawing the circle diagram. To draw the circle diagram, first of all we have to choose the current scale, that is 1 centimeter is equal to 3 amperes. Now draw a y-axis line to represent voltage axis like this. Then draw a x-axis line to represent a line called OX like this. Then draw a vector, that is I0. I0 value is given as 6 amperes. As per the current scale here, that is 1 centimeter is equal to 3 amperes. We get length for this I0 as 6 by 3, that is 2 centimeters. So with the 2 centimeters length, draw a vector from O at an angle of 85.12 degrees with respect to the voltage axis like this. So which we are showing here as phi naught. This is the O dash. This is O, this is O dash. So O dash is nothing but I0. So the distance or the length of this O dash is 2 centimeters. Now draw a short circuit length, short circuit current length, that is ISN, which we calculated at normal applied voltage as 48 amperes. The scale for this will become 48 by 3. So that is equal to 16 centimeters. and the blocked rotor test or short circuit power factor angle is 70.3 degrees. So draw this phi SC ISN, which is nothing but 16 centimeters from O. Draw a line O A dash, which is equal to ISN, which is equal to 16 centimeters at an angle called 70.3 degrees with respect to the applied voltage, that is this. So that we represent this phi SC here like this. So we have drawn the no load current vector I naught, that is O dash. Similarly, we drawn the ISN, that is O A at an angle of phi SC. Now draw the line joining O dash and A like this. Now draw a horizontal line or parallel line to the OX from O dash like this. This is O dash to up to here. Now bisect the line joining O dash and A so that it will cut this horizontal line, that is O dash B, at point C like this. Now taking C as center, O dash C as radius, draw a semicircle like this. So that it will cut the horizontal line O dash up to here at point B like this. Now measure now draw a line parallel to the voltage axis from A up to the line OX, so that it will cut the OX at point D like this, and it will also cut the O dash B at point F. Now measure the distance from A to D. This will represent the short circuit condition loss in the motor, which we have calculated as WSN, and that distance, that is A to D, is coming as 5.55 centimeters. Now from this we can decide the power scale, that is WSN divided by length of AD, that is 5.55 centimeters, and WSN is already calculated as 11,200 watts. So once we simplify this, then we get to 2018.01 watts per centimeters. Now to find out the position of the full load output on the circle diagram, we have to follow these steps like this. Full load output is given as 5.5 kilowatts, and we know the power scale, that is 2018.01 watts per centimeter. So we can say 5.55 into 10 cube divided by 2018.01 will give us the length required for this full load output, that is 2.73 centimeters. So that length we call as A dash. So from this point A up to A dash, that A dash, that is full load output, we represent here with a distance called 2.73 centimeters. From here to here it is 2.73 centimeters. So now from point A dash, draw a parallel line to the line OA. This OA represents, that is O dash A represents the output line. So for this output line, so we draw the parallel line from A dash like this, so that it will cut the semicircle to the left of the or to the right of the voltage axis like this at point P. Now the distance from O to P represents the full load current, and the angle made by OP with respect to the voltage is called the full load power factor angle, which is represented by phi FL. Now measure the distance from A to F like this. So once we measure that, we get 5.45 centimeters. This will represent the total copper loss of the induction motor. So this is to be divided into two parts, stator copper loss and the rotor copper loss. So for this we already calculated the ratio of R2 dash by R1. So using that, we divide this distance. So to get the rotor copper loss, which we represent on the circle diagram as AE, we calculate like this. We know what is the total distance from A to F, that is total copper loss, into, and we know the ratio of AE by EF, that is rotor copper loss to the stator copper loss. So we can calculate what is the rotor copper loss, that is AE is equal to AF distance into 18.161, that is this value, divided by this 18.161 plus 10. Then we get the distance from A to E as 3.15 centimeters. So once we know this distance, then we can calculate EF distance, that is which represents the stator copper loss as AF LAF into, corresponding to stator, it is 10 figure here. So we multiply that with F, that is 10, divided by, as usual, we add both the fractions, that is 18.161 plus 10. So then we get 2.3 centimeters. So from A up to E, distance should be 3.15 centimeters to represent the rotor copper loss, whereas the from E to F, distance is 2.3 centimeters to represent the stator copper loss. So from from A to E, distance is 3.15 centimeters, that will represent the rotor copper loss, whereas distance EF represents the 2.3 centimeters, and this represents what is called the stator copper loss. Now this point E is the point between stator copper loss and the rotor copper loss. From point E, draw a line until it touches the O dash like this, and this line, that is O dash E, is called the torque line, whereas O dash A is called the output line. Now draw a tangent to the semicircle and parallel to the torque line, so that will touch the semicircle at point J like this. Now from point J, draw a parallel line to the voltage axis, so that it will cut the torque line at point K. This JK represents the maximum torque developed in the motor, whereas this AE represents the starting torque. And from the point P, draw a parallel line to the voltage axis so that that line will cut the output line at Q, and the torque line at R, and O dash B line at S, and OX at point T, like this. So distance from point P to R represents the full load torque. Now the ratio of QR by PR. Q is on output line, R is on torque line, and P is the point where we get the full load current, that is OP. So QR by PR will give the full load slip for this motor. So now we know what is OP on the circle diagram, that is full load current, and its distance is measured as 4 centimeters, and we know the scale. So 3 amperes per centimeter. So for 4 centimeters means it will become 4 into 3, that is 12 amperes is the full load current. And full load slip is QR by PR, and QR distance is coming as 0.2 centimeters, whereas PR is coming as 2.9 centimeters. So from this we get 0.068, or we can get percentage as a 6.8% like this. So then we know the distance JK and distance PR. So the ratio of these two, nothing but the ratio of maximum torque to the full load torque. So JK distance is coming as 6.7 centimeters, whereas the full load torque distance PR is coming as 2.9 centimeters. So we get from that calculation, we get 2.31. Then last one is what is the starting torque. This also we know AE distance, which we measured as 3.5 centimeters. So when we apply that for the power scale, which is in synchronous watts, starting torque can be expressed, or in general torque can be expressed in synchronous watts like this. Distance we know, that is 3.5 centimeters, into power scale is also known, that is 2018.01 synchronous watts per centimeter. So once we multiply, we get it as 7063.035 synchronous watts. Suppose we want to know the starting torque in terms of the Newton meters, then we have to calculate the synchronous speed of the motor. So the synchronous speed formula is 120 F by P, where P is the number of poles and F is the supply frequency to the motor. So 120 into 50 divided by 4, then we get 1500 RPM is the synchronous speed. So we know power equation is P is equal to 120 F by P, 2 pi nt by 60. So power, that 2 pi by 60, or 2 pi n by 60, we represent as omega. So we write power is equal to omega into T. So now we know the what is TST, that is starting torque. So to convert that into Newton meters, so we have to divide this power, that is synchronous watts, by omega, that is TST in synchronous watts divided by omega is nothing but 2 pi ns divided by 60. So once we simplify this, after substituting the values, synchronous the starting torque in synchronous watts is 7063.035, and divided by omega is nothing but 2 pi into 1500 divided by 60, then we get to 44.96 Newton meters. So we have calculated full load slip, ratio of maximum torque to the full load torque, and the starting torque from the given. So from the given data by drawing the circle diagram, and we also found full load current also from this circle diagram. When we draw the circle diagram with the actual distances with the AutoCAD, we get the circle diagram like this. So you can see here, this is the torque line, this is the output line, this is the float output, and this is the maximum torque line from here to here, and this is the full load torque line from here to here, and this is the full load current, and this is the full load power factor, that is this, the angle between OP and the voltage axis. Similarly, the angle between O dash is nothing but phi naught, and the angle between OA is phi SC, and this AE and EF is nothing but the ratios of the rotor copper loss to the stator copper loss.